And here we are again, episode 7 of the Hoop 365 show. If you missed episode 6, it was another game of the night, similar to as what I am doing tonight. So check it out. If you didn't see it, check out tonight's if you don't want to watch last night's. But any and all, I appreciate it if you have watched any of the episodes. But again, this is episode 7, and it's another game of the night. So it's pretty obvious what game we're going to be going over. It's the Brooklyn Nets versus the Washington Wizards. If you're on social media or have a Twitter, you have seen the highlights or the last few seconds of that game. It was a great game. I mean, great game throughout. We got a ton of scoring from both teams. I mean, just an absolute shootout. And we got the stars of each team really scoring a lot of points. So, I mean, a great game to watch as an NBA fan. Not a lot of defense if you're a basketball fan, so sometimes that's hard to watch. I understand it, but we'll get right into things. Going to skip pretty much through half of the game here, just because I don't think it's all that important to watch the first couple quarters. The Nets broke out to a pretty early lead. The Wizards cut it down. Surprisingly, obviously, they're not a great team. Nets got a pretty well-rounded squad right now. James Harden didn't play in this game, but we'll get into the third quarter here. The Nets have a little lead, and as you can see, it's already a high-scoring game with almost 100 points scored throughout 3 quarters. So, like I said, Westbrook was vintage Westbrook. He played a stellar game, had 41 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. So, vintage Westbrook, and Bradley Beal did his thing, what he's been doing the last 2 seasons on a depleted Washington Wizards team. A lot of people are saying free Bradley Beal. I get it. I hope he goes to the Lakers. That'd be awesome. And then we win it again. But I don't know if that'll happen. So we'll just enjoy him on the Wizards for the time being and watch him score 35 a night. But last night, Westbrook had a lot to prove. Obviously, going against Kevin Durant, going against Kyrie, he wanted to prove something. He had a chip on his shoulder, all that sort of thing. And he shot the ball really well. He's a very streaky shooter, as we know. Been catching a lot of crap on Twitter and in the social media from analysts and everywhere else about his shooting percentages, how many shots he's taking compared to how many points he's got. So Westbrook's kind of had a lot of chatter about him, and I'm sure it's pissed him off. So it's great to see him have a big game. He's good for the league. I actually tweeted I think he's out of the league in 3 years. I said that because just the way he's been playing, and I don't see him taking a backseat role as like a 6-man or off the bench or whatever, because he's that alpha player or that alpha male or whatever you want to call it that likes to really control the game, control the ball. So interesting to see, but Westbrook last night absolutely balled, and I think that'll be a lot of teams, like I said in a previous episode, when they play the Nets. I think there's going to be a lot of star players that play really well because they don't play defense. If you watch the Nets, you can get pretty much whatever you want right there. Just a simple layup, absolutely no rim help. The Nets need to address their inside presence, their rim protection, their overall defense, because obviously that's a very tough shot. But they give up a lot of easy buckets. They give up a lot of points. The Wizards shouldn't be scoring 140 points like they do in this game. So the Nets got a lot to figure out. I'm sure they'll get some things figured out. They may add a centerpiece or whatever to help DeAndre Jordan. He's not the same player he used to be, but as you can see, the Wizards made it rain from outside too. Bradley Beal, Westbrook, both shot it well from the 3. But Kyrie's 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull-up is absolutely undefeated. I think he's got the best pull-up jump shot in the NBA. Westbrook's got a really nice one as well, but Kyrie does it from the 3, does it from the mid-range. Doesn't matter. Kyrie's pull-up jump shot is one of the best in the league. Do your research. It's probably a very high percentage that he makes, and it's just a beautiful shot for him because he's got that little fadeaway when he does it, and he really puts his foot in the ground and rises up for a smaller guy and pretty much gets it off whenever he wants. So, love that from Kyrie. But here's where things start to get interesting in this game, right? And 1 Westbrook. Pulls it within 2, makes the free throw, 1-point game. Back to a 5-point game. Bradley Beal, another and 1. Common theme in this game, getting to the rim, getting and ones. That's what the Nets give up. But KD, Kyrie, Joe Harris, big shot. And we get some big shots down the stretch from those guys. But Westbrook Bradley Beal had a little different agenda. Obviously, it's looking bad here. So they're down 5. They hit a big 3 there, 2-point game, but they give up a bucket here, right? Well, I guess the Wizards come down. Westbrook scores it to tie it, and then the next possession is when it starts to get ugly for the Wizards. So a little premature there. But again, there's that Kyrie pull-up. Just silky smooth, really efficient shot. Really likes to shoot it, but oh my goodness, we got to watch that again. I know he missed it, but we got to watch both of these shots again. This is just worth a replay. Kyrie completely loses his defender, gets what he wants. There was good help there, doesn't matter. Shot his normal shot like the help wasn't there. Then Bradley Beal, what a look. KD almost fell. He almost fell on his own move, but this is where it gets interesting, right? So they get the rebound, and Jeff Green makes 1 out of 2. 3-point game. With Westbrook and Bradley Beal, 3-point game. I mean, the Wizards got some other shooters, but that ain't the shot I want from Westbrook, right? I mean, he's hot. He's been hot all night. That's why they give him the ball. You know he's going to shoot it. Great. But this is, I mean, it's ugly now. 5-point game, 12 seconds left. But right here, what are you doing, Brooklyn Nets? Like, what? You can't give this up. What are you doing? It's Bradley Beal. Like, don't let him catch it there. Put some pressure, something. Just walks into it. I know. I got to pause it for a second. I know with today's NBA, it's very difficult to guard because you obviously don't want to foul, get him to the line, makes the 3 free throws, then they can kind of game plan and whatever. But you got to do something. Pick him up, make him dribble it. He saved a second, letting that one bounce happen, and then he just gets to walk into it in rhythm. Like, man, that's just brutal defense by the Nets. And then this right here, Joe Harris, you're an experienced player. This can't happen. KD, you got to be on the same page. Just stay where you're at. Way too much movement. Oh, man, just check it out. Oh, no. Westbrook right here. Kyrie kind of in the zone. Joe Harris like, man, I screwed up. Westbrook's been hot all night. I mean, this is not good for the Nets. Not good at all. Oh, my goodness. Bradley Beal, he's static right now. He says, we're about to beat the Nets. And this shouldn't be happening. I want traded. Westbrook comes back. We're balling. Oh, my goodness. Katie's sick. Kyrie's like, what is going on? Joe Harris, sick. Like, oh, can't give that up. They gave up to Bradley Beal, and then it's just bad from there. KD, Joe Harris not on the same page. But, hey, they still got a chance. 4 seconds left, 2 seconds, 2.9. KD's posting up, trying to get something. Bradley Beal's helping over the top. That's not there, right? So, oh, man, why is Kyrie passing the ball in? I got to ask that, too. Like, Steve Nash, why is your best player, second best player, third best player without James Harden, whatever you want to call it, why is he passing the ball in with 2.9 seconds left? This is what happens when you don't get the ball to your best players at the end of the game. Just watch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We got to watch it again. What are you doing? Cabarro! Oh, he's sick. Watch. Oh, he's sick. I mean, the Wizards can't believe they just won. Look at, they got the same reaction. 2 different stories, same reaction. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Anyways, can't believe the Nets lost that game. To lose to a Wizards team, I know James Harden wasn't there. That's a bad loss in my eyes. And the Nets really got to figure something out on the defensive end. They got to figure out how to play team defense. They're going to need to figure that out to get through the East. They won't get through the East if they can't figure out some of these defensive problems. I won't say won't because they got really great offensive weapons that can almost overpower bad defense. But, man, they got to figure something out because their defense, you're giving up 150 points to the Wizards. And, I mean, they got two guys essentially. All the other guys are kind of obsolete. They had two guys go for nearly 80 points. So, Nets got problems. That's my reaction. How did they let that happen? They shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. But the Nets got to figure something out, man. And that was a good game. Fun game to watch. Crazy ending. Some people are calling it game of the year. I don't know if I'll call it that. Too early for that. And it just wasn't enough defense for me to call it game of the year. Great ending. Great situations. I mean, blowing layups. Everything. Stars going at it. So you got to appreciate it when you get it. And that is the game of the night on episode 7 of the Hoop 365 show. As always, if you liked it, if you liked any of the previous episodes, give me a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel is necessary. Check out the hoop-365.com store and download the Pastime Sports app. Find pickup games, create pickup games in your area. Check them all out. I appreciate it. We are over and we are out.